Hey folks, welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're on the big old Mississippi River fishing for walleyes.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Yes, folks, I think one of the most underrated places to fish in the summertime is the Mississippi River system. And we're up in Wabasha right now. I guess this would be the opening of Lake Pepin. And we're with Vince, our buddy. Captain Vince, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you,
hey,
too.
I like the beard.
Thank you.
And how long have you been doing this now?
I don't know, 6 months. Probably go for another 6 at least.
Well, no, looks good, yeah. Take you into ice fishing. But let's talk a little bit about the fishing up here, you know, in late June and July. It's hot, but the fish, the walleyes, you can still get them to bite.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of different ways you can get them to bite up here, which is why I like it a lot.
Well, what we're going to do today is start out jigging, and you know me. I mean, I love a jerk minnow and a Google-eyed jig, but a Castmaster, that's kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah, I think the spoons for walleyes is kind of a newer thing the last few years. It is for me at least, and I love doing it. It's a fun bite when you get it going, John.
Hey, I like your Seaguar hat. And speaking of Seaguar, we got 2 special guests with us today. We have Chuck and Brian, and we're going to talk a little bit about Seaguar a little bit later on in the show, and we're going to catch some walleyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah?
Probably some other stuff too, but
right.
hopefully some walleyes.
Hey folks, we'll show you more about what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
The Yamaha Wolverine RMax family of side-by-sides. Proven to be the best. Realize your adventure during the Yamaha Get On Ride sales event. Get up to $2,000 customer cash and low APR for 84 months on your new Wolverine RMax.
Eagle Claw, the pick of the week. As the water is warming up, the weighted swim bait hook is perfect for any of your plastic lures you would like to use. Eagle Claw, the only hook made right here in the USA.
Hey, welcome back, folks. As we talked about, we're on the Mississippi River up near Lake City, Minnesota, you know. And guess what, Brian? You can have a Wisconsin license or a Minnesota license and fish the Mississippi River. Did you know that?
I did not until this morning.
Okay. Hey, you're from Atlanta. You're up to visit. We're going to talk a little bit about Seaguar a little bit later on. But this is your first time seeing this country. What do you think?
It's absolutely beautiful. Love it.
Have you ever seen so many bluffs and beautiful water?
It's awesome. It's amazing. And eagles.
And the fishing's good.
Yes.
I'm counting on you today, all right?
Okay. I won't let you down.
Hey, look at this, folks. Brian Evans from Seaguar is going to be the first to connect here. Feel pretty decent, Brian?
It feels okay.
Yeah.
It feels okay.
And the walleyes haven't been huge, but they're good eater size, right, Vince? What do we got there,
buddy? We
buddy?
got a big white bass.
Ooh, that's cool. And that is something that I really enjoy catching, Brian. And a lot of folks don't like to eat those. I do.
Do you?
Yeah, you just take that back strap, right, Vince, on those? Hold them up. I mean, that's a nice fish. And is that pretty common up here in the Mississippi, Vince?
Yeah, we've got a lot of white bass up here on the river, John.
Oh, those are fun to catch, too. And that was on a paddle tail.
Yep.
Now I got something in the back of the boat. I wouldn't mind another white bass. It doesn't feel real big, Vince.
No.
But I just put that Castmaster on, and that was actually my first cast.
That's a sauger.
And that is a sauger right there. And you can tell folks what a sauger is like by it's the spots on the fins, right, Vince?
That's correct.
And
no
then, of
white
course, the blotchy stuff down here. And what's the deal on is there a size limit on these?
So not on the sauger, but the limit on them is combined with walleye.
Okay, and actually, if you wanted to eat a fish that looks small, but they taste pretty good, don't they? Hey, now Vince has got one on, and this is on an interesting bait.
Yeah, on a
What do
Willow
we got
cat.
there? There's
Looks like a nice
that's a nice walleye right there.
Yep.
And I want to remind you folks that we're catching these in the middle of the day on an 80-degree day, which in itself is kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, right.
Now, is that close to legal there, Vince?
He's probably about a half inch under.
Half inch short.
Real close.
But on these kinds of trips, you know, you're going to get your legals, but you get a lot of action, don't you?
Yeah, there's tons of these little, just not quite legal walleyes in the Mississippi.
What you're looking at right now, folks, is called a willow cat. It looks like a miniature bullhead. But this is a secret bait up here on the Mississippi that really catches walleyes, right? And that walleye you just caught was caught on it.
Yep, and it was caught very quick. There's something about them, I think it's the scent, that walleyes just love when the water's warm out here.
So you just put it on a hook, but warn the folks, they sting. And when they sting, they mean business.
Yeah,
it hurts.
when they sting, it's like a bee sting. And if you're allergic to bees, it's bad too. It gets a little worse, but be careful of the little barbs coming out behind their gills. You don't want to grab them there.
Okay, now that one hit on the drop on that Castmaster. Ooh, look at this.
It's got some shoulders.
Whoa, I'm glad I got that Seaguar line on there, guys. Oh, big old sheep's head. And that's something, folks, though, you're going to fish the Mississippi River in the summertime that you got to put up with. And they're fun to catch. We're not going to film anymore, but we'll show the folks that one right there. And they are fun to catch, but they're not a walleye. But that's actually not a real big one either, is it?
No, they get a hell of a lot bigger.
Yeah, they're fun to catch. Another one. I hope this is not a sheep's head, Vince.
I hope
I don't
so.
care if it's a white bass, a walleye, or a sauger. What do we got here, Vince?
That's another
Ooh,
sauger.
Another sauger there. If you get near the day, folks, you want to keep some fish. So again, you can keep this size sauger, and they're really good to eat. It's just like eating a big old perch. All right, Brian's got one on now. Let's see what we got here, Vince.
I don't know. It's fighting pretty good.
Well, it is interesting, like I said earlier, catching these, whether they're walleyes or not, in the middle of a hot day.
Looks like a walleye.
All right, legal?
Nope.
Not quite. So you do sort through quite a few fish here, huh, buddy?
And a quick release.
Yeah.
Yeah,
off in
that's
the
a
net.
little guy right there. It's kind of neat to see, though. There's the river is chock full of walleyes, isn't it?
Oh, there's a ton of them out here.
Is that a sauger? No, that's a
That's a
walleye.
walleye,
Yeah. What do you got now?
I think it's a walleye, hopefully a little bigger than the last couple.
So you just kind of move around till you find the school?
Basically, that's what we're doing now. We're working up and down a steep break. Oh, it's
There
a
we go.
sauger.
Actually, that's an eater sauger right
Yeah.
there. Now, does time of day make any difference out here, Vince?
It seems like lately, morning and evening's been better. We're kind of in that midday lull right now.
right.
But it should get better later.
Well, Vince, I did what you said. I put one of those willow cats on, buddy.
Yep.
And let's see what we got here. There we
Yeah,
go.
Sauger.
Now, that is a keeper sauger there, right?
Yeah, he's probably just about 15.
Now, I don't want to handle the willow cat.
No, I'll grab him.
As you know.
I already got stung once, so if it happens
But
again.
it is kind of fun when you're fishing those, you know, just jigging them like a regular old live minnow. And when they hit, you kind of give them a second, Vince, before you set the
Yeah,
hook.
typically you got to let them eat it just a little bit. They don't eat it right away, the whole thing, so you let them gnaw on it a little bit, just like you're feeding them a crawler on a jig head. And then
Now let's
set
talk
the
a little
hook.
bit about your guide service. You know, we're in late June right now. But as you look ahead to the rest of the summer, you not only guide the walleyes and that, you really specialize in like bluegills and perch and that too,
Yep.
right?
So we've got about another month of walleye fishing here. We'll do this till about mid-end of July, and then after that, it's basically all perch and bluegills for me. And you've been here for that bite. It's a lot of fun.
The bluegill deal is neat. They're nice sized fish, and are they delicious?
Oh yeah.
Breaking news from Fleet Farm. Check out this deal. The Rapala glass shad wrap lures are on sale, 2 for $12, and new colors.
Hey, I think Brian has got a decent fish on here. You using the willow cat too?
I am.
You are, okay. Well, keep them coming. Yeah, that's fighting pretty good. You think it
Yeah.
might be a bass, Vince?
I'm not sure what this is. Something a little nicer.
Ooh, let's see him. Whoa, there we go. What do we got there, Vince?
Big smallmouth.
That is a beautiful smallmouth bass right there. Wow. And I didn't know, is Mississippi known for good bass fishing, Vince?
We got a lot of numbers, not the best size, but this is definitely a big one.
That is a beautiful smallmouth right there. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nice fish. So Brian, what did that hit feel like there, buddy, on the willow cat?
Man, he just annihilated that bait.
Now you're from Atlanta down there in Georgia.
Yeah.
You guys got really good bass fishing down there, don't you?
We do a lot of largemouth, but more known for spotted bass. So smallmouth bass that's a nice treat.
They're loaded up here in Wisconsin and Minnesota, but that's actually a nice one for the Mississippi right there.
Very dark green in color.
Aren't they pretty?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Good job. I got something on big here. I think, oh, look at this. It's a beautiful walleye.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the size of that walleye there, Vince.
Nice.
That is a beautiful fish. And that's what we're after, isn't it, buddy?
Yeah, that's the size we're looking for.
And
there's days over 20.
And you know, tell the folks about the limits here on the Mississippi.
So up here, the limit is 4 per person. You can have 1 over 20. So if we were keeping them, this would be one of those over 20s, probably about 21.
Yeah.
And it's a combined walleye and sauger limit as well.
Isn't that a beautiful fish there,
Yep.
buddy?
Yeah, it's a real nice one.
And you know, that hit was interesting. I'm jigging there, you know, and all of a sudden it's just hanging on. I actually thought it was a piece of wood, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely been kind of a lazy bite today, but
But a lot of times it'll oh, you got one going
I
there?
think I do,
Okay.
if I can get my rod out.
You're pretty good there, Vince. And
I think I lost my bait though. It feels light.
okay, but no, seriously, that's not uncommon, that size.
No, and we'll get them even bigger.
Seriously.
Yep. Up to 30 inches we see them. We see those more spring and fall, but they're out here.
We were fishing the Mississippi River in Wabasha and Red Wing, Minnesota. A 4.5-hour drive from Milwaukee, 5.5 hours from Chicago, and 1 hour from Minneapolis.
They say great minds think alike, which could explain why for over 50 years, more anglers have chosen Humminbird to see the water more clearly. Our tech predicts where the bites are, and our innovations foreshadow the sport's future. We've helped anglers win tournaments and the weekend, taught them to fish smarter, not harder. So, if you're not already on board, it's worth asking yourself why, when the people in the know agree that Humminbird is simply, clearly better.
You know, folks, with my buddies using leeches and crawlers all day, I'm glad I've got the Johnson Pump washdown kit. All I can do then is spray down the boat and get all that stuff out of there. But the Johnson Pump washdown kit has another use. It's 92 degrees and humid today. Now watch. I'll take care of my buddy Tom in the back. What do you think of that, buddy?
I love it. I need one.
Yeah.
Did they put them on pontoon boats?
They're great for pontoon boats. There you go, buddy.
Wait till my wife sees that one. I'm going to get her too.
Now, don't miss this one.
Like the last one.
No, hey, all right.
I don't know if it's
whatever.
as big as that one was, but it
Now
feels
that-
like the right kind.
Yeah, do they school up this time of year, Vince?
Kind of.
Ooh, there he is.
Yeah, that'll
There's
be
a nice
eater.
keeper
I'll
right
go for
there.
the flip.
But do the walleyes school up in these areas?
They're a little schooled up. I'd say they're more scattered. So we're just going along a steep break, and we're going down the top side of that break.
Okay.
Hoping to find the active ones on the top of it. There's probably more fish at the bottom of the break right now, but the ones that are feeding are on top.
So the break is like what depths are you fishing?
We're fishing 10 to 15, and the bottom of the break's about 25, 30 feet.
Hey, Vince, what are you doing right?
I hope this is a walleye. If it is, it should be a decent one.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, well,
Okay.
here comes old Chuck with the net. And he's a good net man, too, by
I'm
the way.
nervous it might not be a walleye.
Well, you never know. Well, we should tell the folks that we have been catching a lot of sheepshead that we aren't filming.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice walleye.
Ooh, that is a beautiful walleye, Vince. Now that is a walleye, buddy.
Yeah, that's the kind we're after.
That is a gorgeous fish. And you know, we got to talk too about, now that's a beautiful walleye.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that those were only available on the Mississippi in the spring and late fall.
Oh, no, you can get them all summer long out here. Not always as fast-paced action as spring and fall, but if you work at it, you'll get it.
I mean, that's a gorgeous walleye anywhere you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice, healthy.
Now, Vince, do you have openings for the summer?
We do. So like I said, we're going to do walleyes for about another month here through the end of July. And we've got July openings about, I think, the first couple weeks of July I still have some stuff. And then after that, we're going to transition into our panfish.
Well, I want to mention, too, for folks that come up here, you've got not only great bluegill fishing, but when the perch fishing turns on, that's a blast.
Yeah, the late summer and fall perch bite is a ton of fun. That's my favorite bite of the year. I have a ton of customers who come and do that every year. They book their dates a year in advance. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't tried it, you definitely should.
So folks, what we're doing with these willow cats is actually using the bow mount, and we want to keep our bait on the bottom, but you're actually moving at a real slow pace just to locate these fish?
Yeah, we're moving real slow to locate them and to try and match the current in the river right now.
What do you mean by that, Vince?
So there's not a lot of flow right now, and if there was no wind, we'd be able to just drift the boat with the little bit of current there is. Because we have wind, I kind of got to steer the boat into it to go about the same speed as the current.
Now, what I like about this style of fishing too is you don't have to be an expert. You can get, your customers can come out and enjoy this and catch walleyes.
Yep, exactly. It doesn't take a real high skill level to be able to drag bait on the bottom. All you got to do is set the hook.
Well, you found the pattern there, Vince.
I think we're onto something. This isn't a giant, but
no, it's still that's a nice walleye though. Actually, is that a sauger?
That's a sauger.
And, hey, you know, and tell the folks, you know, we also fish up in this area late in the fall with Jeremiah Lumen. You guys do get some really big saugers
They
late.
do, so this would not be a big sauger up here. In fall, I've seen 25, 26-inch sauger up here.
State records, right?
Yeah, like bordering state record.
And you know what I got to reiterate to the folks at home is if you fish the Mississippi River, you can use either a Wisconsin or Minnesota license.
That's correct. And then the only thing you really have to pay attention to is what side of the boundary you're on. There's a few rules. Like if you're on the Minnesota side, you follow their rules. Wisconsin side, you follow their rules, but you don't have to have both licenses.
It's time now to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2023 Fishing Contest.
Paige Presley of West Bend caught this 35-inch salmon on Lake Michigan on a fly. John Weiss of Auburndale caught this 15-inch perch on the Bay of Green Bay on a flicker minnow. Jim Blixt of Muskego boated this 29-inch walleye on Sturgeon Bay on a spinner. Linda Schilder Komorowski of Oak Creek caught this 15-inch crappie on Elwood Lake. She was using a crawler. And this week's kids winners are Joel Martin of Sun Prairie caught this 8-inch bluegill on Schnur Lake on a worm. And Kellen Juice of Chanhassen, Minnesota caught this 23-inch bass on Silver Lake on a Meps.
Each week, I shop online at fleetfarm.com to check out the latest deals. This week, the Power Pro 150-yard V2 fishing line is on sale starting at $18.89 and 15% off all walleye planer boards and Great Lakes trolling rods on sale starting at $21.24.
You got that touch, buddy.
Well, it helps I've done this a time or two before, John.
And there is a skill to it.
There is a little bit of a skill to it.
And knowing when to set the hook is the biggest skill of all.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely takes a little bit. You got to let them eat it.
And once you get this in, oh, that looks like a nice one.
It feels like it's going to be a solid walleye.
All right, buddy.
Let's see. He's coming up quick here, Chuck.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Another gorgeous fish there, Vince. But seriously, knowing how, once you get the original bite, and it's kind of a touch as to when to set the hook, huh?
It is. You definitely can wait too long and they'll drop the bait, but you don't want to be too quick or they won't have eaten it all the way to the hook.
Now, I know you're not originally from this area. Had you ever heard, you're from the Milwaukee area, actually.
Yep.
Had you ever heard of these, what are they called again?
Willow cats.
Had you ever heard of a willow cat?
I had no idea what they were before I lived up here. And I didn't believe in them for the longest time, but they work. They are a great spring, summer, fall bait for Mississippi River walleyes.
And they're $2 a piece, huh?
Yeah, almost $2 a piece now. They're going up every year, but some days you need them.
Now, if they're half dead, do you have to put another $2 lively one on?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that is interesting. Are they readily available at the bait shops?
They are. You can't get them all year long. Normally late May they become available, and some years by June they're gone. Some years they're around till August. So if you have the opportunity and you're going to use a lot of them, stock up early when they're for sale.
This one doesn't feel very big, Vince, but I want to tell you about the hit. It was kind of interesting. And let's see what we got here. We got ourselves a pretty decent walleye there. Not bad. But that was interesting, folks. That fish hit, came back, I missed him, came back again. So that little guy, that little sauger there, hit 3 times, Vince, before I finally got him hooked. Is that common? Chuck Reynolds! All right, look at the old Chuckster up there.
I might have the drum.
Hey, no, we don't want a drum.
You can flip that.
What do we got?
Another sauger.
Another sauger. But that hit that nice job there, Chuck.
Thank you.
What I want to talk about, though, is when they hit, you miss them, don't give up on them, right, Vince?
No, absolutely not, John. You don't want to reel it right to the boat if you miss one. Just keep fishing it like you were before. Let that bait get back to bottom and get back to your cadence, because a lot of times, if you didn't rip their face off, they're still right there and they're going to eat it again.
It's the same when we jig plastics.
There's one.
You know that, Vince?
Yep.
Same as when we fish plastics. This is really interesting, buddy. You got us dialed in, man.
We're on them right now.
Yeah, we are.
Hopefully I can keep the boat on top of them this time.
There we go.
That's a
Decent fish.
decent walleye, a little
Hey,
small.
when you're talking about late June, July, and August, when you come out and catch walleyes anywhere, I think that's pretty neat, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's a fun bite. There's numbers, there's size.
Meet Chris McGillis of McGillis Weimer, experienced personal injury lawyers.
A lot of the people that watch your show, I mean, those are the type of customers and clients that we have, right? I mean, good people, care about their community, they're passionate about the outdoors. That's just been a way to have a bond with somebody in a relationship. To truly tell a client's story to a jury or a judge and be persuasive, I really think you gotta be able to walk in their shoes and be able to explain why what happened to them matters.
I'll tell you what, folks, I've been a proud user of Amsoil for many years, and us sportsmen a lot of times not only have a truck, but a boat, an ATV, a snowmobile. And how do you figure out which Amsoil product to use in each machine?
Yeah, that can be a challenge sometimes, and you know, we make it easy. We've got a lookup guide. You just go to amsoil.com, you put in your vehicle, whatever it may be, whether it's a boat, a wheeler, a truck, a trailer, whatever. You pick out your product, it tells you how much and which product to put in, real simple.
And one thing I want to mention too, Amsoil does a ton of research before you even put the product on the market. You make sure that it's the best.
That's correct. It's years in the making for a product to launch. There's a ton of research and development to make sure that it's going to protect like it's supposed to.
And folks, to find the Amsoil you want, go to amsoil.com.
What's the difference between a good net and a great net? Simple. It's all in the features. Fortis nets by Clam Outdoors are tough, safe on fish, easy to use, and a telescoping handle. Learn more about Fortis nets at clamoutdoors.com.
Old Chuck's getting hot there. Chuckaroo, you gonna flip him in, buddy? There you go. Was that a sauger or walleye there?
Like a sauger to me. Whoop.
It's kind of a relaxing way to fish though, isn't it, Chuck?
It's very nice, yes.
You know, beautiful day, and you know, you get out a lot. This Mississippi River Valley area, it's gorgeous up here, isn't it?
It's hard to find a better spot in the state to fish, I think. It's so beautiful. It's great.
Brian, all right, Brian, there we go.
Oh.
Hey, nice net job there, Vince. Had that one up there to Brian. There you go. Good job, Brian. Hey,
a nice sauger.
You know what's so nice about Wisconsin is you get freight trains going by you when you're catching fish.
The trains don't scare the fish.
Taking a break in the fishing, I want to talk a little bit about line. And about 6-7 years ago, my buddy Matt Bachanich, a pro bass fisherman, introduced me to Seaguar Smackdown and the different fluorocarbon leaders that you guys make. And it's a great fishing system. But you got something new coming out now, right?
Yeah, we recently introduced this. It is Seaguar Tactics.
Okay.
And I know you fish a lot of the Smackdown products. This product is, you know, think of it as a sister product to Smackdown. It is similar as, you know, it's a braided line, but it's unique because it is camouflage in color, and it's also got a little bit of a pebbled texture feel to it. And what that does for you is when you're fishing vegetation, it'll allow you to cut through the vegetation and work your baits through there better.
And that's what we like when we're ripping like rattle traps or something through the weeds. That you need that to cut through.
Yeah, absolutely. You're fishing a frog, fishing top water.
Sure.
The other cool thing, every package comes with a 5-yard fluorocarbon leader, and on the side of the package is a QR code that you can scan. It'll direct you to our website, and it has videos on how to connect your braided line to your fluorocarbon line, for those that don't know.
Seaguar's made me a better fisherman, I can tell you that over the years, buddy. Thank you so much. And again, that's called?
Tactics.
Seaguar quality at a good price.
Absolutely.
This has been such a fun day. And you still get excited, don't you, Vince?
Oh, I love it.
I know.
Even the ones that aren't giant, I get excited.
You do
and
this
this
every
one feels
day and
pretty
you still
good.
get into it. I love that.
Yeah. Somebody want to grab me a net?
Oh, we need the net here.
Yeah.
Ooh, that, oh my gosh, there's another Jim Dandy. Holy cow, look at that. I mean, folks, those are gorgeous walleyes anywhere you go. And you can only, what's the deal on the limit again? You can keep 1 over 20?
1 over 20 per person.
Okay.
And so, that one would be really close.
Yeah,
I bet
19,
he's just
20 right there.
Right around 20.
And are there days out here where you limit out?
Yeah, a lot of days, especially when we're pulling crankbaits out here, it's pretty common to limit out.
Oh, look at him. He's got that rod bent over under his armpit there. Let's see what we got here, Chuck. And here he is. What do we got there, Vince?
That's a nice eater walleye.
Oh, that's a beautiful eater walleye right there. And that was so interesting, Chuck. You know, you questioning yourself there. How much time do I give him?
Exactly. He hit, and then I felt him, but I wasn't sure if he swallowed it because we'd be getting these light bites.
Sure. Now that right there is the perfect eating size walleye.
Yeah.
And you know, I've eaten walleyes from every part of the Midwest, and Mississippi walleyes are really, really good.
You bet.
They really, really are. You know, folks, at the Gillespie household, the 4th of July means Johnsonville original brats, doesn't it?
Oh yes, every single year we have them.
And of course it draws a crowd. But the way I like to cook the Johnsonville brats, folks, is I put them on the grill and I cook them low and slow. You don't want those flames coming up and busting the skins, and those Johnsonville juices will escape. So you want to cook them low and slow. I cook them about every 5 minutes until they are golden brown, and they look 4th of July golden brown right now.
Can I have it already?
Go ahead. Isn't that wonderful?
That is so juicy and good.
And golden brown, 4th of July, Johnsonville regular brats. And folks, look for special pricing on Johnsonville 4th of July brats at your favorite retailer today.
Vince Moldenhauer guides the Mississippi River on a daily basis. For more information, give Vince a call. That phone number is 414-791-5534. 791-5534.
If you are a spring walleye fisherman, grab some of these. They're an incredible bait. Kalins, rattling google eye, hair jigs. Right there, Ryan. Ooh, that one pounded it. Wow, dude, that is my first cast. Beautiful walleye right there on the hair, man. Perky, lively, smacking hair jigs. Doesn't get much better, does it? Big, fat, chunky spring walleyes.
I want to mention, folks, that in a week or two, you're going to be switching over to bluegills. And the bluegills are big here, folks, and he also catches perch. We did the bluegill deal with last year. We probably had 75 bluegills in a couple of hours.
Yeah, that was fun.
And that's something you do regularly.
Yep. We'll be starting that, like you said, in a couple weeks, and then that's pretty quick for us, and then after that, it's perch until winter.
Big perch, yeah.
Big ones,
hey, thanks, buddy. And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know if we're going to fish yet. We'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you and join John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.